This producer has managed to make over $1 million online, landed dozens of placements, gone Billboard, and gained hundreds of thousands of followers all before the age of 23. And the craziest part is, he did all of this from his bedroom. No chasing placements, no spamming DMs. Instead, he used a strategy that's often overlooked by most producers. Meet Kavi Lieberger, aka Kavi. Trust me, the X just adds more aura, okay? Kavi is one of the most successful producers in the modern internet space, clocking in at 2 Grammy nominations at the time of this recording, hits with artists like 21 Savage, SZA, Future, and dozens more, all while managing a full-time sample pack company. It's no doubt that Kavi is an absolute hustler that takes his craft very seriously. And the way he's been able to do this is simply by building a personal brand. Now wait, this term has sort of become a buzzword that everybody throws around nowadays. So instead of leaving you with just that, in this video, I'm going to be breaking down the 6 pillars that Kavi uses that allows him to generate hundreds of thousands of dollars and land crazy placements, all while doing what he loves, not what other people demand. The first principle that Kavi follows is a value-first brand. Kavi turns himself into an opportunity magnet by attaching value to his name. Everything about his presence and existence in the music space is about providing value for others. And this is exactly why he's able to make so much money and gain so many opportunities. Producers are some of the biggest gatekeepers I have ever experienced. And from what I've seen, the fastest way to guarantee failure is to gatekeep everything and keep it all for yourself. So what this tells us is doing the complete opposite, giving away all the sauce and actively helping others, is a fast track to success. And if you look at Kavi and most other successful producers, they prioritize helping other producers with whatever it is that they specialize in. Word of mouth is a stronger tool than you'd expect. And when the only thing people know about you is how good of a musician you are, how helpful you are, how entertaining you are, and how good your products are, there is no way to lose. I just see way too many producers with their eyes on the wrong thing, myself included, where they hyper focus on things like a website layout, changing one sound in their beat 20 times, tweaking a thumbnail for hours. And don't get me wrong, all of these things are important, but they're all pointless if you don't focus on the core of providing others with value at all times. The second pillar that Kavi focuses on is niche domination. Now, I know you've heard niche down a million times, so many times that you probably never want to hear it again, but sadly, it's true. But instead of spouting the same BS and buzzwords that you always hear, I'm instead going to offer you 2 unique lessons that we can learn from Kavi that actually help explain why niching down is freedom more than it is a restriction. The first thing that I want to explain is how niching down actually causes us to be more free. So if you're watching this video, it's safe to assume you're a producer and you likely want to make lots of money and see a lot of social media success like Kavi does. And it's really easy to misinterpret hundreds of thousands of social media followers as mass appeal, but it actually isn't. You see, if your main goal is to reach as many people as possible, you want to make content for as little people as possible. The greatest creative endeavors in music, art, writing, literally anything came from people making art for just one person. Van Gogh made art for his brother. David Bowie made music for himself. Steve Jobs made Apple because he wanted to make technology that he could use. And it's no mistake that all great creatives are driven by one person or one small group of people. What ends up happening when you try to serve one specific person or one small group of people is that you end up doing it so well, it can be enjoyed by other people. I can't imagine how many people are out there who have never made a beat in their entire lives, who randomly watched a video from Kavi and decided to pick up producing because of him. And that right there is how he used one small target audience to reach thousands more without even trying. And second, Kavi does something that I like to call relative niching. When you hear the word niche, you think as specific as you can get, like Free Lil Baby X Drake type beat, where that is the only thing that you do. But if we actually take a step back and look at Kavi's channel, we can see he has a lot more variety than you'd expect. Despite being a hip-hop first producer, he has videos that cover R&B, soul, trap, boom bap, or even recently, full-on rock instrumental videos. Relative niching is something that we could take from Kavi and use it to boost the longevity of our career. And I'm just gonna keep it real. I would lose my mind if I was only able to make one style of beat or one style of video for the rest of my life. And even if that might mean some extra money, it's just not worth the long-term burnout that you're gonna face. So what Kavi does is he picks one very broad genre, something like hip-hop, and then he niches down more. But instead of stopping at one sub-niche, he chooses multiple that synergize with each other to create this sort of creative harmony that allows for a more eclectic viewer experience. It's a big word. Let me actually make sure that I use that right. Eclectic. Selecting what appears to be best from various styles. Yeah. cool. Using relative niching does not just benefit the viewer, it benefits you by allowing you to further explore your creativity with less boundaries that can cause you to accidentally box yourself in and burn out. It's one of the keys, in my opinion, to long-term success as a producer, and it's also a great way to grow the success of your business. The third pillar that KXVI prioritizes is knowing that it's business first, music second. Now, before we get into this, it does not mean that you can excuse mediocre music. It means the things that you desire, money, placements, and followers, are a result of business. And yes, there is an extreme value in taking your craft seriously. So I'm not here to tell you to ditch any time that you might be spending on your music. The problem is that most producers think that music is the only thing that matters. It's honestly closer to the opposite. The richest producers in the world would pale in comparison to the most creative or most talented producers, but honestly, that just doesn't really matter, because like KXVI, we're here to support ourselves financially so that we can keep creating for a lifetime. And that is exactly why we need to adopt a business first mindset. It's not the most fun thing ever, and in a perfect world, we'd just be able to make music all day, but we're still blessed with the opportunities that we have today nonetheless. Now, what this looks like for you can be simple. Instead of trying to make as many beats a day as you can, take a step back and find ways to level up your business game. Maybe for you, that's sending out an email once a week to your customers, or maybe it's finally making that YouTube content that you've been procrastinating for months. Talking to myself right there. Talking to myself. Regardless of what it is, it's essential to prioritize where the money's coming from, because love it or hate it, that is what we need to support our creative journey. And honestly, if KXVI locked himself in his bedroom all day and only made music and never made himself known, he'd probably be living in a box right now. If you're this deep into the video, it's pretty likely that you're a producer who's looking to have the same amount of success that KXVI has. And lucky for you, I have the exact answer with my community creative marketing mastery. I've spent the last 5 years studying the most successful producers, analyzing and recreating all of their systems, and I've been able to use this strategy to help myself and other producers generate thousands of dollars a month, and I'm giving it all away in creative marketing mastery. Inside, you'll find over 5 hours of start to finish course content guiding you through everything that you need to succeed as a producer. That includes branding, email marketing, web design. I don't gatekeep anything. On top of that, you also get access to drag and drop templates, bonus resources, and you can talk to me and ask questions inside of the CMM community chat every single day. Now, normally a person would charge hundreds of dollars for something like this, but just because I want to see you win, you could join the community for only $40 a month. And just as a bonus gift, because I appreciate you watching this video so far, you can use code KXVI on checkout to get a bonus 20% off your first month, and you can find the community in the first link in the description if you want to check it out. Let's get back to the video. The fourth pillar that KXVI focuses on is something that I like to call the lottery ticket method. KXVI is a huge proponent of input and output. While most producers are worried about making the perfect beat or the perfect YouTube video, KXVI is out here building his catalog of over 300 YouTube videos and over 100 sample packs that continues to grow every single month. I want you to kind of look at online business like a lottery ticket. The more times you enter, the more likely you are to win. Now, before we move on with the video, I'm not promoting gambling. Just want to put that out there. See, when we're on the internet, the more we put ourselves out there, the more lines we're casting and the more fish or success we can catch. Maybe I should have just gone with that analogy instead. But yeah, KXVI is a perfect example of why it is so essential to make yourself known on the internet. And he accomplishes that by posting a ton over a long period of time. He uses content to leverage how many times people can familiarize themselves with him and buy his products. And then he uses tools like sample packs to leverage how many producers he ends up working with, netting a large amount of placements from Shopify sales alone. He could then turn these placements into relationships that continue to grow as time moves on, netting him even more success and growth, which continues to fuel this flywheel system that he has created. The fifth pillar that KXVI focuses on is strategic outsourcing and automation. Time is the producer's biggest enemy. As we all know, we only have 24 hours in a day, and if you sleep for about 8 of those hours and use your phone for at least 1 to 2 of those hours, we're looking at 14 hours at best. And that doesn't even account for jobs and other life responsibilities that might be at play. What sets KXVI apart from most other producers is that he saw this problem early on and decided to deal with it by hiring other people. What a lot of producers don't realize is that yes, we are hiring other people because they are professionals at their job and they do what they do best, but the main benefit we're getting is saving time. The more people on your team, the more you can duplicate yourself, and KXVI does this really well. At the time of recording, I can confirm that KXVI has a video editor, Keanu, and he actually makes really good video edits, by the way, so you guys should totally go check him out. He also works with the Heat Agency, which handles things like email marketing, product rollouts, and web design, and he also works with a group of various sound designers and professional musicians who can help him make products faster. I've heard him briefly speak about working with a Facebook ad agency too, but I can't really remember too much about it. But as you can see, KXVI knows that a team leads to a a lot of increased potential, and that is something that we could definitely learn from him. The sixth and final pillar that Kavi focuses on is unwavering focus. If there's one thing Kavi is, it's dedicated and focused, like laser focused. In one of his old routine videos, he talked about how he wakes up at 5:30 a.m., immediately gets to work, and uses tools like work mode on his phone or traveling to other locations like a coffee shop to keep focused during his 12-hour workday. 12 freaking hours, man. 12 hours. And it's not just the time he puts in that makes a difference. It's combining that with focus and dedication over a long period of time. Kavi's been in the music game for over 5 years now, and without a doubt, he'll be in the game for another 5, 10, or 20 plus years. Dedication is key, and over a long period of time, success is inevitable. In the oversaturated internet world, it's super easy to see overnight success stories, lose motivation, and quit, but people like Kavi know that it's a long game and not a short one. Now listen, I'm not saying to be like Kavi, you need to work every single waking hour of the day, but if you want to be something great, you need to dedicate as much time as you possibly can to it. And you could start small. It can be adding just 1 extra hour to your workday for a few weeks, and then adding another hour, and then another hour, until you've slowly and comfortably increased your workload. It does not have to be 0 to 100. If you combine this with dedication and focus, where you force yourself to work on a small list of things for a long period of time, instead of bouncing from idea to idea every single month, I can 100% guarantee that you will succeed eventually. Now, this video doesn't cover everything that Kavi does, otherwise we'd be here for many hours, but I tried to boil everything down into the core pillars that are responsible for his success. Just as a reminder, if you guys learned anything from this video and you want to learn even more in detail, you can join Creative Marketing Mastery below and use code KAVI for 20% off your first month. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more just like these, let me know by hitting the like and hitting subscribe to stick around. Hope you guys have a good day or night. Peace.